Welcome to the Alive Loren Podcast and the place of celebrating juicy, soulful, whole living. Today I want to share a story of a friend that just inspired me so much and actually kind of piggybacks because yesterday was also around the theme of that old lady, who just was so inspiring in terms of how she was able to still have a huge capacity for love despite things that she had faced, and possibly even because of things that she had been through. But that, when I originally heard it, it was on a talking about heroes, that often heroes can come from the most unlikely places, and sometimes it's not the people whose names are known or who have things named after them. There's just many unsung heroes and huge inspiration just from people that we bump into just in regular daily life. So this friend hadn't seen someone for a while, and that recently she'd mentioned she'd had some health challenges, and that she had a couple of weeks to decide on radiation or surgery. So it all sounded really serious. So I wanted to visit her before this upcoming surgery, and then in sort of catching up, it turns out that she had a tumor a number of years ago, and they operated on in her spine or on her spine, and that surgery went really well, and for the last couple of years she's been fine. And then a recent test showed that the tumor seemed to be growing again, and there's just a concern if it touches her spine, but it's a very, very rare case, so there really isn't a lot of experience with it, and the doctors are really conflicted about radiation, surgery, both, because every single combination has got its own mix of risks. And I said to her, because when I walked in, God, she looked so well and healthy. She looked like she'd lost weight, she was vibrant, she looked energetic. I said to her, if I didn't know, I'd say to you, you look incredibly healthy. And she says, I feel it. And as we were sitting and chatting, and I asked her, how's she actually doing mentally, emotionally around all of this? And she said, because then also she was referred to somebody else who isn't a doctor himself, but he's very well networked in the medical profession, and for many, many years has helped to consult people who've been battling to find sort of the right treatment protocols, to find exactly what is their case, and to help to direct them towards a resource so that just the medical professionals specialize in just that area. So through friends and connections, she was connected to this person who actually in the time that I went to visit her called her back. Was this person, it's just amazing. He's done it for years and years and years and has done it for free. It's amazing in terms of generosity, and I wonder the story behind where it all began. So he called and gave a recommendation and chatted a bit of another doctor for her to go to for another opinion. And when I was asking how she's doing mentally, emotionally around all of this, because she's also got a daughter, so she said initially she was really scared, and even with her daughter she was breaking down and crying emotionally and that. And she said the thing is though, she said, right now I'm fit and healthy, and I want to enjoy right now. So if something does happen, I don't know what the future's going to bring. And if it is something really severe later or down the line, there'll be time enough then to face it and deal with it. But right now I'm fit and healthy. And what just really struck me is just how phenomenal. I just was so inspired, because just the other day, then I think I mentioned with Mickey this idea of saying if you're sitting in a room and there's a table, a big drum gets put on the table and someone says choose a musical instrument. That's what's right there. It's in front of you on the table. There's no choice. But you can think about, where did the drum come from? Who made it? Does it have a guarantee? Who owns it? And you can think about things in the past and the future, where's it supposed to be stored? If I come back next week, will it still be here? But none of that. That is the choice. So the choice isn't really in what's happening in the moment. The choice is whether to go back, get stuck in the past, or get stuck in the future. And I found her so inspiring in that she was like just wanting to own where she was now, but no, absolutely, like there wasn't denial or pulling the wool over her eyes or anything like that, because she was doing everything she could. She's trusts and feels a good relationship with her current doctor, who is really networking and consulting, and he's kind of in this quandary of what's the best option. And now she got like referred to this other person to consult to find another doctor. So she's doing everything that she can do in terms of action she's taking, eating healthy, she's losing weight. But that right now there's no point. And there's actually just to, be in the energy and presence of somebody who's actually like choosing that way to live. So I found her exceptionally inspiring. And when I was there, so she's growing strawberries. So this is the story of the crazy little strawberry, that it seemed to be growing and sprouting like leaves. So, I mean, strawberry, I've never ever seen that. Normally, like a strawberry, you have the flower, and then the petals fall off, and then the strawberry fruit starts to grow, and it gets bigger and white, and then it turns red. Then you can see from the picture, it just was crazy, because here, you've got this strawberry, and like on the side of the actual fruit, like something's growing. And initially I was so weird, and then I thought, like, maybe it's actually a seed that decided it wanted to start germinating, and it's sort of creating a little seedling and nutrition from the strawberry itself. And something about it was just like, everything has its own timing and its own creativity. And so what came to me was, Jason Mraz has a song, I think it's Look for the Good. I think there's a line that says something like, everything, it seems impossible until it's done. And normally, strawberry seeds would grow separately, like after you'd accumulate them and plant them. They wouldn't grow from within the actual like strawberry fruit. And here's one that's doing it. So just how, now proving that it's possible. That kind of came up for me around the strawberry seed. And also just that it was so excited and enthusiastic about just like grabbing the opportunity to lean into its possibility, that it wasn't like waiting for the crowd, and it was just doing its thing. It was just kind of like a message of not necessarily rushing to stuff, but just of expressing what's authentic to you in the moment, even if nobody around you resonates or understands. It's almost like that little seedling was before its time. So those were kind of like all little beautiful messages. Oh my goodness. So, precious heart, on this gloriously delicious, personally inspiring note, may we also, choose to be so presently grateful for the state of health and well-being. Please God, if you're in that state of well-being, and really just to grasp the moment, because even if potentially, always potentially, something can get really, really challenging, but there's actually no point in spending that energy on it now. So happy adventuring, precious soul, until we meet again. Mwah.